learned about fear, carelessness of mind, restlessness of mind.
Yes, yes.
So the question is, how will we be able to retain this knowledge and teaching into ourselves for long?
There is no particular need to try to retain. What's your name?
Ambuj.
Ambuj, the general kind of knowledge that your regular education gives you, that needs to be retained, because that is memory based. That is why it is called as knowledge. You need to remember it. This is very, very different. This is not memory based. This is a particular revelation which, if clearly understood, becomes you. It becomes a part of you. Then there is no need to memorize or retain. This is not some formula in mathematics or some principle in engineering. This is in a very different dimension compared to the rest of your education. In a very different, and let me say in a higher dimension, more important dimension than the rest of your education. So do not worry how to implement these in life. The implementation is happening right now. As you understand, implementation automatically starts happening, even without your permission. You need not think about that. Look at the mischievousness of the mind. The mind says, I want to think how to become thoughtless. Mind says that I want to think how to become thoughtless. Even to become thoughtless, it has to use thought. You don't need to think. It is already seeping into your life. It is already penetrating your heart. It is already getting into you. You need not worry. Your intervention is not required. You give all your energy to bringing your presence into it. That's all you can do. Leave everything else to the happening. It will happen on its own. Have faith. You concentrate. You bring your energy to saying that if I have not understood, I'll be honest. If I need to be somewhere at a particular time, I'll be there at the particular time. If I need to read something before coming, I'll ensure I have read it. And all that requires energy. I'll make sure I have read it. You do that. That is needed. Rest, just leave. It will happen on its own. Yes.
So, I have a question, sir. We have discussed about personality in our class, and there was a line which said that you should be free of your own personality.
Yeah.
So, what does that exactly mean? How can one be free of his own personality?
Yeah, good. Very good. There are two kinds of personalities. There are two kinds of personalities, just as there are two kinds of flowers. There is a flower that is man-made, that is social. We'll call it a plastic flower. So you take a plastic flower and put it upon a plant. And if the observer is not careful, how will you listen and see? This is the carelessness of the mind. Can you actually write an answer and listen together? Then why? So we are saying that these two types of personalities are like two types of flowers. One flower is that which is brought to the plant by the society. There is a plant. There is a plant. And the plant has the capacity to spontaneously, naturally bear a flower. The plant has that capacity. That flower is already there in the plant. It only needs an expression, right? The rose is already there in the plant. The flower. It only needs an expression. That is one kind of flower. And there is another flower which is not emerging from the plant but coming from the society, from somebody else. Now somebody else comes and puts a plastic flower on the plant. This is one kind of personality, and this is the kind of personality that most of us carry. That personality is not arising from our essence. That personality has been given to us by somebody else. You need to get rid of that personality. There is another personality which arises out of your essence, like the rose flower arising out of the rose plant. It is organically linked to what you are. It is just an expression of what you really are, without conditioning, in all the purity and clarity of your mind. That is another personality. Let that personality be there, and that is beautiful. That is different for all of us, just as plants are different, and it is beautiful. And it is continuously changing also. What we wear is an artificial personality given to us by the society. We have been told to behave in certain ways. Good boys and good girls, good men and good women act like this. Such and such are the responsibilities of a good citizen. A good professional wears and acts like that. And that's what you do. And all this is so fake, so artificial. Any of you here who like to live a fake life? Then why be like a plastic flower? It is in all of you to really bloom like a real flower. Bloom, really. You don't need to be plastic. Give up your plasticity. Getting it? And once you have given it up, you will discover there was no need for it. I'm already so good. And all this fakeness is such a load upon the mind, isn't it? You have to carry it all along. Wherever you go, you are carrying your fakeness with you. And everything about us is fake. But because we are carrying it since a long time, we have come under the illusion that this is the real me. We have been fake for so long and so deeply that we have forgotten that there is anything called the real me. And the people around us, the media, the family, the society, our friends, the institutions, they all keep reinforcing the fakeness in us.
Sir, sometimes these all things that we listen from our parents, from society and friends, they're a part of the nurturing also. You can't.
Yeah, right. Right. Now, what you call as nurturing must again be understood. Let's just extend this example of the rose plant. When a rose plant is nurtured, the caretaker must leave his own interests behind. I might have initially kept the rose plant in a small place because it was small. So I could keep it in a small place close to me. Now the rose plant has started growing. If I really want to take care, you said nurture. If I really want to nurture it, then I'll have to keep it at a place which is suitable for the plant or for me. For the plant. And that is love. Where the interests of the plant come first. Now we need to ask ourselves, what is happening in the name of nurture? Whose interests are being taken care of? Am I being allowed to grow and prosper and flower? Or are my roots being cut so that I remain like a nice bonsai that can be kept in a drawing room? You know what a bonsai is, right? The plant could have been a huge tree, but its roots are being kept so that it is a nice, domesticated, homely plant. You need to ask yourself. Because nurturing is such a great responsibility. Not everybody is capable of it. And what often happens in the name of nurture and care and concern is pure conditioning. So you need to be careful. What is it? Is it really care or is it something else? Because care is never self-centric. When you care for somebody, you take care of the other person's real growth. You do not take care of your own interests, your own fears. Are you getting it? Yes.
So, but if you're saying that we are masked by the fakeness in us and we don't identify our real self, then how do we know that what is our real self actually? How do we identify what is that we really
It may be actually something very simple. It's just that when our eyes are clouded or when the mind is disturbed, then it cannot look even at simple things. The real self may not be a great mystery at all. It may be something, after all, whose real self are you talking of? Your own, right? I am so close to me. I am closer to me than any object can be, right? Sitting where you are, you're closer to yourself than anything else, right? So the real self may actually be something very obvious and direct and simple. Yet it is something that we keep missing. Yet it is something that is so distant from us. Very close, yet so far away. So you need not wonder what it is. Just ensure that your eyes are clear. Do not ask what the real self is. Right now, concern yourself with what the fake self is. Do you get this? Clear of the rubbish. Concern yourself with rubbish. Your concern should be to clear the dust away. The mirror will shine. You need not ask, how will the mirror shine? Till what time does it keep shining? You don't need to ask all these questions. You bother yourself with only the dirt on the mirror and clear away the dirt. And that's all. If you, let's say you are blindfolded, there is something covering your eyes. Now what is your first concern? Should you ask, when I will open my eyes, how will the world look? Should that be your first concern? Should you put your energy into that? Or should you just put your energy in removing the blindfold? Because seeing is so easy once the eyes are open. It's obvious, simple, direct. Open your eyes and see. But put your energy into liberating yourself from the blindfolds that are there in front of our eyes. And we have so many blindfolds. 1,000 kinds of conditionings. That's where your concern should lie. Ask about that. The real self, I'm assuring you, is so simple and sweet. You'll say, oh, it's there right now, so available. There is no great secret in that. The fake one is complicated. That's where all the knots lie. That's where all the game is being played. Concern yourself with that. That's more important. The fakeness.